Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and welcome to my next session of Final Girl, where we are defending our home away from home, a secluded place out in the middle of nowhere as mysterious invaders come to cause havoc, chaos, and murder. Get ready as we explore the feature film, A Knock at the Door. So like all the feature films, we have ourselves a new killer, a new location, and 2 new final girls in order to add to the mix of all the other ones that we have already. We have Ginny and Ava. For this particular playthrough, I'm going to be playing as Ginny. I did like Ava. She is really cool and everything, but there's something about Ginny and her special abilities and things along that way is that I really have been liking a lot when I do the practice runs for this. I haven't won with Ava. I have won with Ginny. It's been a little difficult, but you know, it is what it is. I think I did 2 games with her. Lost the first one and then won the second one. Haven't won. I only did one with Ava and I lost with her, but that's okay. That's fine because the killers in this particular feature film, the intruders, are very difficult because you're not going up against 1, but 3 of them at the same time. Like always, I'm going to go over the mechanics that you're going to find within this feature film in a lot more detail once we get down to the camera. But before we do that, I do want to talk about the inspiration behind this particular one. And of course, a lot of people may know this as the movie The Strangers. And what's really awesome, actually, and it's probably been out for about a week or so now since this goes live or whatever, but I definitely highly recommend you checking out the trailer for The Strangers Chapter 1. This is apparently a reboot of the franchise. You know, you had The Strangers and then The Strangers Prey at Night, which were the first 2 movies. And this one is like kind of a reboot of the whole thing. It's Chapter 1. I think it's going to go up to Chapter 3, showing this big overarching storyline of these 3 crazy killers. And this first movie is about them stalking and terrorizing these people in a cabin in the middle of the woods, an Airbnb that they have rented, that they are now walking into this place, the strangers, I mean, and just really just going to town against these people. And it is like, this is that to a T. You're out in the middle of nowhere. There is nothing around you except for open space. The cabin that you're in has a lot of different areas that you can jump around into, whatever, interact with things. And then of course you have 3 psychopathic killers that are running around, toying with all the victims, and then eventually knocking them off one by one. So let's finally head down to the table and see how our final girl handles 3 menacing maniacs as they stalk their way through the Wingard Cottage, slaying everybody in their path. Let's begin. Ginny versus the Intruders in Wingard Cottage. What could be safer than a cabin in the middle of the woods? For this situation, literally anything else, anywhere else is safer than Wingard Cottage while it's being invaded by the Intruders. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here that's kind of new, the supplies, crafts, things along that way, yada, yada, yada. It's not too difficult in terms of the mechanics for Wingard Cottage and the Intruders. I really like the way they do the Intruders, but as per usual, I like kind of going over one or the other. Let's start with the location. We'll zoom on into this and I'll show you exactly what all the spaces mean, what they do, and what makes Wingard Cottage original and a very crafty location, if I do say so myself. So there's actually 2 parts to Wingard Cottage. You have the interior structures, which are the kitchen, the family room, foyer, laundry room, 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. This is inside the house, but there's also garage, shed, and bathroom, which are also counted as inside. There are a few tarot cards that mention in the house, and there's a few that mention inside in general. That's all those. Outside are any one of these other spaces that are around the house. And then, of course, the 3 areas right here that you can escape with victims. The garage, shed, and bathroom, you can find items as well. But you also may notice here, there are these little spots around the board. These are all painted on the, or I should say, printed on the board itself. These aren't randomized. Those items right there are special pickups. They're referred to as supply items, and within Wingard Cottage, there are 4 different supplies: nails, rope, discarded tools, and wood. If you are in a space that has one of those icons in it, so up here we have the nails, you can spend a time to grab this from the sideboard and put it into your backpack. You can only ever have one of any one of these items within your backpack at a time. So you take the nails, you can't pick up more nails until you've used them in order to craft an item. And that's what makes Wingard Cottage original. You're able to create items out of the various tools and whatnot that you find throughout the course of the map. Even items that you find within the item deck that you can find within the boathouse, shed, and garage are needed to craft items. You have a snare here that requires rope and wood. You have a disemboweler. Oh, that's awesome. It's a wooden bat, a knife, rope, and 2 time. So you need 2 time to make it. This needs 1 time. So the wooden bat and the knife are actually found within the item deck. And there's a whole bunch of these craftable items within here. The way that this works is that you would take 4 random ones. You would shuffle these up and then take 4 random ones. And those are the 4 craftable items you're going to be able to make when you play this particular map for this game. There's even, I believe, an event that lets you take 2 more random ones as well, increasing your options. So as we play through Wingard Cottage and move around trying to collect all these cool little like pieces and doodads and whatnot, we get to see what we can make here in order to help defend us against the intruders. Speaking of which, let's go check out the Terrible Trio. All right, and here they are. We have Trish, Baghead, and Zeke. If you listen to my killer lore video for Series 2, you'll find out that the reason that these guys run around and do what they do is because they want to free people from like the mundane existence that they live in, the pointlessness and terror that is life, that they just want to like free everybody, blah, 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 whatever they need to do to sleep at night to justify their own killing, apparently. But the way that the intruders work is that all 3 of them are actually going to be on the map at the exact same time. They start at wherever the K is in the setup, and whoever has this little symbol right here is what's considered the active killer. So if you flip over a tarot card and it says the killer moves somewhere and does something, whoever has this symbol is the one that actually performs that action. The other 2 do not. There are other symbols within the tarot card for the intruders that change this. So it'll move it either down or it'll move it up. And if it moves it up, it'll actually wrap back down this way. So if it goes up, it'll go from Trish to Zeke. If it's down, it'll go from Trish to Baghead. And it's really cool the way that a lot of those cards work, where it's like, even though Trish is the active killer right now, and you have to worry about where she goes, these 2 could trigger at any time, and then they become as much of a problem as anyone else. Every one of these killers have 6 health to them, so I have stacks of 5 here, and each one of them will also have their own black, heart, final token piece or whatever that could possibly have like a heart on the back of it. Keep in mind though that if you have 2 of the intruders down to just that last piece, you only get 1 extra die. It's not like you would get 1 extra die for Trish, 1 for Baghead, and 1 for Zeke. You would only get 1 between the 3 of them. Might as well go ahead and set all that up now. So we're going to take the finale cards whenever it's the killer's turn before you draw the tarot card. All killers, and that means all 3 of them, are going to swing wildly in the spot that they're in, and they're going to hit and kill whatever it is that's there. They do not move. There is no boot here, so the killers do not move. They just attack whatever space they are in. There is also a special thing when it comes to panic. If 1 killer kills somebody in a turn, then all victims that are in any space with the killers will panic. So if Trish kills somebody and there's a victim in Zeke's spot, that victim will also panic. All right, so we got 3 of these that we have to do. So I'm just going to start from up here. We're going to roll it. That's a 2, so 1, 2. So we'll give that one to Trish, whatever that is. Sorry about that. Okay, so we did that. We'll start from there. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll give this one to Baghead as I try not to knock it over. And then Zeke will get 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I couldn't count it for some reason. And we might as well just do this right now for Ginny, our final girl, 3, which is this one. All right, so we have these saved to the side. And why don't we go ahead and talk about Ginny up here right now. I am going to move this up here, and I'm going to tell you straight up, I will not be including her special item within this game. I actually don't like it very much. I mean, it's awesome. It's actually a really, really good item, but I don't know. I just feel it kind of cheapens the area a little bit. And I'll explain all that after the game, because I'll show what this is for people that want to know. You can always skip it or whatever. I'll put all those timestamps in and whatnot. And then, of course, if I don't flip Ginny's card, I'll show that as well. But in order to flip Ginny's card, We need to rescue 6 victims here. 2 of them will lower the terror gauge, 1 will give us 2 time, 1 will give us a guard, 1 will enable us to move 1 space, and 1 will heal us for 1. But I'm just going to get this out of the way. Ginny starts with 6 health, as you can see right here. I did give her 1. The terror gauge will start at 3 with the intruders, which seems pretty low for most other killers, but trust me, that'll go up very quickly. And then, of course, time will always be at 6. And then as things go and move around, we spend time, use time, and just do our best in order to survive. Moving on to the items, let's go ahead and shuffle these guys up. Again, remember, I do not have her special weapon in here. I will talk about that later. Let's put the correct amount up here, which of course is 3 face down and then 1 face up in each pile. I don't know, I have a little bit better of a camera angle this time, so it should be easier in order to see things. A little messy, but I'll clean up a little bit. All right, here we go. In the boathouse, we will find a fire poker. Range 0. It's basically an attack modifier. There's a lot of weapon attack modifiers within Wingard Cottage, so keep that in mind. I'll be honest with you, I think out of the 2 games that I played on this is the most I've ever used my weak attack. And the next one are blueprints. Discard the blueprints to select a crafted item card from the unused crafted items. This is now available to craft. So there you go. So that's adding more items that you can craft to your list. Normally it's just 4, but at least that adds another one. And here we have some mysterious pills. Discard this during the action phase to choose one, either lower the horror gauge by 1 or gain 2 health. I'm gonna grab these terror cards. I probably should have did this when I did the talked about the intruders, but this is all the same stuff. You grab 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is our terror pile. That is a timer for our game. Let's do the setup. And before I do the event, I want to talk about the Tableau and just kind of show you stuff over there. So we have grad party as our setup. All right, Ginny's going to start here. We have 2 at the lakefront. We got 1 here. 3 kids are in the family room drinking. There's 2 in this bedroom. Why wouldn't there be? 1 in the foyer, 1 in the kitchen, cooking for everybody, 1 on the porch, and then 1 all the way over here. That's pretty spread out. And then all 3 killers are right here, probably looking in the window, staring at everybody in the living area, just waiting for their opportunity to go and cause some chaos. Again, before doing the event, I just want to kind of come over here really quickly and just show you the Tableau. I have all 4 of the items listed here that we can find on the field. Everything is set up as normal, but I do have a signature action card that I will be adding to this game. Remember, signature action cards came with the box of props. They are special action cards that you can add 1 of them per game that you do. And the one that I added here is double up. I can pay the time cost of an action card I just resolved to return it to my hand. And why I do this is because weak attack really saves my butt a lot. Well, it depends on what I get. So if I can use it, bring it back to my hand, and use it again, that could be some major damage to the killers. I actually forgot to mention how killers die in this. It's a little bit different, and I'll do that in a moment. But let's go ahead and shuffle these up. And our 4 craftable items that I have for this game are the nail trap, the obliterator. Oh, that's fun. The sawed-off shotgun. That's also a lot of fun as well. And the porcupine. Wood, nails, discarded tools, pretty much almost everything, and 2 time for the nail trap. Wood, rope, discarded tools, and basically 1 of everything, and 4 time for the obliterator. Shotgun, discarded tools, and 2 time for the sawed-off shotgun. The shotgun, of course, could be in the items. And then a trash can lid, nails, and 2 time for the porcupine, which, of course, the trash can lid might be in the items as well. I'm just going to grab these to my hand right now so I can begin immediately after I explain what happens when you kill a killer. But this is our setup. Let's see what we can do. So yeah, just really quickly, if you ever bring a killer's health down to 0, so that means you've knocked out all of their hearts and you've got down to their black heart and you've actually exceeded that as well, you don't flip it yet. You take whatever killer you killed and you lay them down on their side. At the end of that phase, that's when you flip this over to see if there's anything there. So it's like if you did this on the action phase, you would wait, or if you retaliated on the killer phase, you have to wait to the end of that phase in order to do it. You won't know one of these intruders is officially gone from the board until the end of the phase, which then you would flip that over and see if there's a heart there. And if there is, then you replace that with a white one, put the hearts back, and then boop, back up they go to cause more terror and insanity throughout the course of Wingard Cottage. All right, with that said, I'd say we go ahead and get this started. I always like focusing first in order to try to lower the terror gauge a little bit more, considering that the bloodlust meter, if it goes up once, the terror gauge is going to go up by 2. So let's see if we can at least drop it down 1 to give us a little bit of a buffer. I kind of want to focus on getting maybe a distract soon, but, you know, all right, so at least we get 1. That's cool. All right, so we're going to drop that down 1. We'll drop that to 5 because we did spend the time there. That's cool. I think what I am going to do is we are going to do a walk. And I want to try to get Ginny over here, down, and maybe get these 3 rescued as soon as possible, because these guys are going to start coming up this way, as you know, almost immediately, I guarantee. God, I wish I was rolling more than 2 dice, but what are you going to do? Got 1 at least, so I moved 1 space. All right, so we're just going to move 1 space. I'm going to do this to bring it down to 4 time, and I'm going to stop my turn for right there. This person's probably going to be gone, but at least if I'm here, I might be able to rescue them, sprinting over this way and saving them there. But it all really depends on what happens in the killer phase. I mean, with 4 to spend, I'm just going to take both sprints right now in order to try to get as much movement as possible. Usually I like kind of getting around the board and rescuing as soon as I can, especially here, because I really don't want that terror gauge to go up too much, especially late game. 1 walk and 1 focus right here, and that will end the planning phase. I forgot to do the event. Dang it, I always do that. That's okay. All right. Hopefully this isn't too bad. Getting resourceful. Crafting requires 1 less time. Ooh, I like it. What do you say up there? I went to survivalist camp. Yeah, Ginny, I believe that. I actually 100% believe that. All right, cool. So nothing changes because I didn't craft anything, but at least now crafting all requires 1 less time. That's fantastic. Who knows how much we're going to need to craft as we go through. All right. That wasn't a random attack. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw with it, whatever. So then the active killer, which is Trish, moves and then attacks. And then the horror gauge goes down up by 1. So in terms of just like overall numbers and whatnot, I would actually have Trish go over this way first, because from here, she would then go into the house and basically just start slaughtering everybody. So she's over here and she takes her axe and just kind of stares at this guy and frees him from the pitiful existence that he is in. Which again, I'm glad I did what I did. This will go here, this goes up 1, and of course, whoop, that goes up to 2. So it started at 3, but now it's going to get pretty high because there's going to be, actually no, it goes to 5. It goes to 5. Oh, I'm glad I wish I brought a distraction. Well, maybe I'll figure something else out. I moved that back up to 6, so our time is at 6. I could refocus, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do the sprint, because if I can get the movement of 3, then I'll be in a really good shape. But 2 will work as well. At this point, I'll take whatever. So what do we got? We got, do I want to do it? Yes, I'm going to go ahead and take my weak attack and my short rest. We're going to pop them under sprint, and that's going to give me a movement of 3. So then we're going to go 1, 2. So I have 2 victims here that are saved from Wingard Cottage. Don't exactly know where they're going out in the middle of the forest, but they're gone. And then 3. Another thing I should mention is that when you're in a spot with craftable item abilities or craftable item stuff in it, you need to have finished your movement on that spot in order to collect the item. So that means that I couldn't just walk through and as I'm walking through, pick it up, because I came back here and ended my turn on the spot. Now I could spend 1 time and collect some wood. Which in all honesty, I'm going to go ahead and give myself 2 times. So I'm at 7 now because I spent 1 for the sprint and then I went from 5 up to 7. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this guy over here and lower the terror gauge 1. If I can, get another guy out, I'd probably just do the terror gauge again. And I might as well, while I'm here, I'm just going to spend the time to go and grab the wood that's in that spot. So now that's in my backpack and that's part of my craftable item. So if I need something that requires wood, which most things do require wood, then at least I have it here. So I spent 1 time to pick that up. I think I'm just going to walk. I'm just going to do a walk. I'm going to see what I can do from there, freeing that one guy or whatever, and just add one more to Ginny's card. There's a lot of people in the house, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to save them all. All right, so I do get my one space of movement. So at least I'll be able to move down here, and hooray, hurrah, another one is gone. Get out of here, you. I'm actually going to take a guard card because I would like to have a little bit of defense on me just in case for right now. I have 5 time from that movement, so I'll definitely buy a distract in order to help me lower it down a little bit more, and then maybe try to find a way to get more victims out of the board. All right, planning phase. You notice that the wood is gone because I've already collected it. I can't get myself any more wood until I've used it making something. And I got 2 things that require wood, the obliterator and the nail trap. And once I'm able to make one of these, I will talk about it a little bit more. But I really think I want to make that obliterator because it's, you know, the obliterator. We're going to grab a distract for 3, and I'm actually going to take this double up for 2 and our 0 cost cards. One sprint goes back, and then walk, weak attack, and short rest are my 0s there. All right, nobody in the killer's spot, so they're not doing anything. However, okay, here we go. There's blood everywhere. First, the killer, active killer is going to go down 1. So instead of Trish, Baghead's going to go. He's going to focus in on the closest victim or final girl, which actually is me, honestly. Move there, and then attack if possible, and then, of course, the terror gauge goes up. So they all only have a movement of 1, so he's really just going here and getting ready for me to come in at him. That's fine. I'm just going to try to run right past him, get to the boathouse. I would like a little bit of everything, because to get that obliterator, I need some stuff. But then again, I need to get at least around to start. You know what? No, maybe I'll just get past him in order to try to help save victims first. And then just to show you it is Baghead, it moves down this way. Now, one more thing. If you have just this final feature film or whatever, instead of the minis that I have, you have these 3 different color meeples that represent each one of the intruders. Red will always be Trish, gray will always be Baghead, and black will always be Zeke. The actual feature film comes with gray and black because red is the standard killer, meeple for all of the feature films otherwise. So that's how you'll be able to tell the difference between the 3 if you do not have the minis like I do. Otherwise that, you know, just kind of do whatever you need to do to distinguish between them. All right, that's back at 5. I would love to be able to actually get it down and start rolling more dice. That would be fantastic. So I guess we might as well just go ahead and do a distract. We're back to 6, so let's see what we can do. Rolling 2 dice and hoping for the best, and that's not really that great at all. I'm going to take this 1 focus and this 1 walk to pop this in here. I'm going to lower the terror gauge by 1 to 4 and then gain 1 time for 7. But then I'm going to go ahead and double up. I'm going to pay 3 times, so we're down to 4. And then I'm going to get distract back to my hand, and then I'm going to play it again. So that's the wonder about double up. I think that's an awesome card because you're able to use cards multiple times should you have the time to do it. And distract is the best one to do it because you gain time if you have successful rolls. It's 1. Still would like more than 1, but hey, whatever. Right, so that's at 3. That's at 5. Again, I'm just really keeping it low for right now in the hopes that I can get it up there. But I need to sprint. I need to move now. At this point, I need to have the best sprint I possibly can get. Because if I can get 3 spaces away, then just a basic movement will not go to me. There'll always be 1 space off. Then again, Trish is really close to somebody, so who knows. But it really all depends on what killer goes next. Could go down to Zeke, could go up to Trish. All I know is I need to get away. That's 2 spaces. You know what? That's fine. We're going to go 1, 2 to the boathouse right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend a time in order to grab the rope that is in there. So now we are down to 3 time. And that is going to end my action phase. Let's head on over to the tableau. We're going to snag the rope. That's going to go into our backpack. And then for 3, well, we'll take a search and we'll take a close call. So there's my 3. And then I got these coming back to me as well. Sprint, distraction, double up, and then walk and a focus for the next round. Hopefully I can get that fireplace poker too. That'll help me fight back. Oh no, minor dark powers. At the end of each killer phase, resolve the following effects. So the thing will go up, The killer will target the closest victim or final girl, move to them, and kill them. I need to get rid of this because this health will go on top. Let me just do that. So right up here as per normal. And then this 2 health is pretty much applies to all of them. But the first killer that I do this 2 damage to, that means this will go away. So no matter who I hit first, it's always going to be these 2 health points that are going to go away first. But because now it's the end of the killer's turn, this goes up. So yes, Trisha's going to go next. She's going to move into the foyer. And hey buddy, what are you doing here? You laying on the couch? You stoned? You high? You dead? Oh, why, yes, you are. All right, down here we go, and up. So now they have a movement of 2, but at least they're still only doing 1 damage. Time to search. And I definitely need to get that fire poker from the boathouse to at least have a weapon on me. Come on, something good, something good. There we are. At least I get to take the top card of the deck and add it to my hands. All right, so the fire poker is going to go right up in here. We know we have the wood and the rope. That's fine. Of course, all this would be more even, but it's just better for the camera this way. It's basically just an attack modifier. So if I use my weak attack, it would do 1 additional damage to it. So it's something. It's better than nothing. So there we go. Let's go ahead and walk. Let's go ahead and check out Baghead here, because if I can at least kill him and not have to or do 2 damage to him and get rid of that minor dark power, that'll help out a lot. I am just looking for 1 space, so all right, well, okay, that's a fail. All right, we'll take the 2 time. We're going to lose a health, and we're going to move our space down to where Baghead is, right there, and face the, the evil hulking mass. We'll do the weak attack, because again, if I just hit him once, then that's going to be 2 hits, and that'll get rid of the minor dark power, and that's fine by me. I just don't want to take any more damage. I really don't. Okay, well, guess what? I'm taking 1 more damage. All right, so the weak attack hits, the fire poker adds, so that's 2 hits to him, but I do unfortunately lose a health. But that 2 hits does mean that this goes away, and I don't have to worry about that for the rest of the game, but now everybody's still at full health. I'm actually going to discard short rest to gain myself a time, and then we're going to call it here, go into the planning phase. And with that 4, I'm going to grab Retaliate in order to be able to reduce all damage, or at least, by 2 or something along that. If I reduce it by 2, I don't take anything, or all is even better. But then I can also fight back this way as well, and the fire poker will add to this as well. So I can either do 2 or 3 damage back at Baghead, should he be the active one, and should he attack me. I do get walk and focus, which is great. All these go here, and the search there. Okay, let's go now. And actually, he does attack me, because that's a killer action. So long as they're in a spot with the final girl or victim, they're going to attack. So he is going to try to take a swing at me with his big old club, and I'm just going to immediately go ahead and retaliate. A single success. That's what I need. There it is. Oh, do I want to... If I dump 2 cards, then I do 1 more damage. No, I'm not going to dump cards. I'd rather just wait to have that option for later. Okay, so I take no damage, and Baghead goes down by 2. So now he's at 1, 2, 3, 4 health. Now the terror card flips. Why are they doing this to us? All right, so the killer thing moves. He's focusing on victims, specifically, not the final girl, which is actually closer, but he's focusing on victims. Moving there, killing, and then also the terror gauge. So again, it goes up, and by it going up, it actually wraps all the way back around. So Zeke is now going to show his merit, and this little creep is going to move 2 spaces. Right up here to Trish. Oh, you got it already? Oh, I wanted to set people free. Ah, there's plenty more in these rooms. We can go get them. But the terror still goes up by 1, even though nobody died, which is very, very surprising. I really thought someone was going to die. I really need to get myself to this side of the area, and I only have 1 movement card on me. So we're going to go ahead and walk. We're going to get ourselves over there. I'm going to spend that time right now and hope for the best. Presumptuous that I didn't actually completely fail this. I did not. Do I want to spend the 2 in order to get that extra space? You know what? I will. I'm going to toss my close call and a focus in order to move 2. I already spent the 1. So we'll go 1, 2 right in here. I wish I had more movement to get into the house and start getting people out, because there's actually 2 different entrances into the house here. This goes into the bedroom, and this goes into the kitchen. These 3 meat bags right here, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to save. Somebody's going to die next turn, but depending on where they spread to, I'll be a little bit better. I am going to toss away a focus, though, in order to just gain 1 more time, so I have 6 to spend. That should get me 2 sprints and the double up. So yeah, that's 2 4, 6 right here. Plus I get another short rest, a weak attack, and another walk. So that's awesome. We'll put the retaliate, the close call, and then these back. And all of that movement is going to be necessary to try to get people out as fast as possible. And maybe to areas so I can grab the other 2 craftable items over here. I grabbed 2 searches. I'm sorry, I meant to grab 2 sprints. There we go, much better. There's a lot of tarot cards that can be really, really bad right now, and there's one particular in my mind, so let's hope that that's not here, because if it is, then we are in a lot of trouble. Oh no, it's not. Oh, it's not. They're hunting. Wow. Oh, they will hunt you. Oh, they're coming after me. There's one like this that are all victims, which is what I just thought that I did. Place the active killer in your space. So Zeke jumps to me, attacks, then it moves to Trish, she moves to me, and then it moves to Baghead, and he moves to me. Wow. All right, so let's just kind of work on this. So Zeke jumps here, and he's going to attack me for 2. I'm not going to deal with that. We're just going to immediately guard in order to try to either reduce it by 2 to nothing or whatever. It's too soon to start just tanking damage. We just got to go with what we got. All right, perfect. So no damage from Zeke. Then it moves to Trish, and she moves 2 spaces, so she's in my spot. Then it moves to Baghead. He moves 2 spaces, and they are in my spot. So the good news is that I can run through the house and save people, but the bad news is no one's going to follow me out this way. Oh, hi. Hi, guys. How you doing? It's also funny is I could just weak attack somebody right now, but there is a chance that my turn just completely ends and then I'd be so screwed. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to sprint our way through the house in the hopes to save as many people as possible. I know I need items to craft, but I can get that a little bit later. For right now, there we go. That's fine. Let's just run away. Again, there's 2 doors here, so why don't we just run into the bedroom? Get your pants on. Come on, let's go into the foyer. Go this way. Yeah. And I do have both sprints, so we will go ahead and sprint again. 3 would be what I absolutely need right now, even if I have to. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm sorry for these 3 meat bags, but they're all right. 1, 2 to the driveway, so goodbye to both of you. Hooray, hurrah, bye. Run, 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 run. They have to grab a car or something to get out of here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here in order to lower the terror gauge by 1 to 3. And then we're going to give myself, do I want to give myself 1 movement of space? 1 movement of space. 1 space of movement? No, I'm going to heal myself 1. There we go. I'm thinking, I don't know what I was thinking with that comment. All right. 1 there, 1 there. The reason I didn't give myself that 1 movement, that 1 space to move, is because I still have to move 1 space here. I'm in the garage, so then I will use a time in order to grab this tools right here. So that are the discarded tools, which is great to have. So then I could do, I could make the nail trap if with my wood. Oh no, I need nails. Nails are the last thing. If I get the nails, then I'm absolutely making the obliterator. But should I have had the shotgun, then I could have made the sawed-off shotgun as well, which you may notice on her character, she's holding a sawed-off shotgun. Anyway, let's go ahead and put that here. So now we have fireplace poker, we have wood, rope, discarded tools, which is awesome. I am going to go ahead and play my double up for 2 more times. So now I'm down to 2 time in order to bring a sprint back to my hand. I'm actually going to end my turn, but first I'm going to discard this short rest in order to gain myself 1 time, so I'm up at 3. Now the reason I'm doing that is because even if I sprinted straight forward this way and rescued this character in order to, this meat bag, whatever, in order to flip my card, I'm then 2 spaces away from the killers, and so they would immediately come to me or whatever. So I'm actually kind of using these over here as a bit of a distraction, and then I'll save this one in a little bit. Speaking of distraction, I'm going to use that 3 to buy distraction and hopefully get myself into the green, so this way I can start rolling 3 dice. We also have, I think I have 2 focuses in here. 2 focuses and a walk. Fantastic. Short rest is my only 0 cost for this particular run. We got a guard, got the double up, and a, why is improvise up here? Improvise goes down here. I got to buy that eventually too, but that'll come into my hand once I'm ready to go on the offense. All right, 7 cards in hand, no victims. Where'd she go? Get your head into the game, baghead. All right, so they're going to turn around. They're going to look back into the house because now they're on this side. And here we go. There's blood everywhere. So then the killer gauge goes down by 1, which means Zeke goes. He's going to move, targeting victims and or Vinyl Girl, attack, and then, of course, the terror gauge, of course, goes up 1 more time. I'm so mad she got away. Yeah, so he went. There you go. And he went a little bit berserk, but, you know, the final girl got away from him, so he was really mad about that. We're up to 4. It did not go up yet, but the next victim that is killed means that they're going to be doing more damage, and they are going to be moving, well, the same amount of spaces, which is 2, which is great. I really don't want that to go up anymore. I'm actually in a pretty good position right here. If I can hit a double star on this, then I will be able to roll 3 dice, because I should be able to then focus out at least 1 more, and that would be awesome. Because then if I do that, I can sprint it in order to rescue that last guy, and then hopefully get myself to where I need to be, to the shed or something along that ways. Come on. I don't even mind spending cards. Or at least I get a time, so that's not so bad. All right, so that's the 3, that's the 7. We'll just focus. I just got to get it low down. I'm so close to that 3 dice that I hope that I can hit it. And there's always a chance that I can get even more time from that. I'm going to take the weak attack and walk. I'm going to toss them to turn that into a success to gain me 2 times. So now I'm at 9, and that's at 2. I hate spending all these cards, but I think right now is the best time to do it. So 1 more focus, 1 more attempt in order to try to gain 3 dice. If I can do that, then I have a sprint and a walk that I should be able to do something with. Get over to get that 1 victim saved, and then get to the shed as soon as I can to grab the nails. Oh, God, I just really need 1 success here. And I'm not even going to bother putting in cards because I need them for something else. All right, fantastic. We have 3 dice, and I have 8 time. Here we go, sprinting away. We got to go as fast as we can, as far as we can, to do, to just try to get where we got to get to. We're in the green, so we get 3 dice, and out of those 3 dice, we get 3 movement. Okay, I think I know what I can do here. All right, so first off, here we go. 1, let's go. 2, you get up over this way, and now I have rescued a victim in every corner of the map. If that was an achievement, something would pop up, bloop, you have done this thing, and that's wonderful. So you are gone, which also means I can put you here in order to gain 1 free space of movement, which is great, because I still have an additional space as well. But now that all 6 have been filled, we can go ahead and remove all of them. Hooray, that's a lot. It's the first time I've actually done this with Ginny, and this is awesome. Flipping it over, we have Ginny's special ability. Choose 2 of the following that will apply to all results when resolving that action for the remainder of the game. +1 move saves when resolving walk, +1 health when doing short rest, +1 damage with weak attack, or +1 minus a horror when resolving focus. I am 100% doing weak attack and focus, because at some point we're going to get to an area where they're just going to try to come at me as much as possible. So adding my movement to walk and healing myself don't really mean anything. Getting the extra damage for sure. Lowering my horror gauge is key right now as well. Now she still has 2 movement on her. 1 for the rest of the sprint action, which will go here, and then 1 for the saving the victim, which will be here. So yes, we're in the same spot with both of the killers. But I am going to play the walk right now. And all I need is 1 success in order to move myself up. I'll be at 6 time, and then I can get myself into the shed and then use that 6 time to not only grab the box of nails that are there, but then also hopefully do a few other good things. And out of 3 dice, we just need 1 success, and that's all we needed right there. Perfect. They don't see me. They don't see me. Back up into the shed. Brr, you hear something? Shut up, you. Oh, okay. All right, so now that I'm in the shed, I'm going to spend 1 time. So I go from 6 to 5, and we're going to go ahead and grab the nails, the final piece that we need for our craftable items. Now, I could grab the obliterator, and here we go. Here's the obliterator. I can't believe I pulled this, and I'm actually going to be able to use it. It's amazing. The obliterator may not be used to modify reaction cards, and all movement is reduced by 1. So it's only weak attack, Furious Strike, and Critical Blow that this can, modify. So not retaliate. When used, I do take 1 damage for each 1 that I roll for the horror roll whenever I do the attack, but it adds 3 damage to the attack. And if I have my weak attack with it, remember, I'm doing an additional damage for that as well. So that would be 5 damage for it. And I just have it. I'll be able to use it for the rest of the game. It's not like a limited use things like here or here. The thing is, it does take all 4 items, the wood, the rope, the discarded tools, and the nails, which I have all 4. And then for this case, it would be 3 times instead of 4. I can do this at any time on my action phase, which I'll be honest with you, I'm going to wait on that right now because I'd rather use the 5 that I have to take 2 guards and a close call. And then my 1 short rest comes with me. And I'm only taking the guards right now in order to do a defensive mode right now, just in case either Baghead or Trish come at me. There's still those other 3 victims on the board that they may go and try to attack. But for right now, I'll have these. And then next turn, I get a lot of 0 cost back. I may do the sprint. I don't think I'll need distraction because right now, focus will be able to help me out a lot as well to keep the tarot gauge down. I may not even worry about any of that. I may just use like double up. I'll start buying double up again in order to be able to pull these back into my hands more. And then as things start moving up out of camera, sorry about that, everyone. Yeah, now that I don't really need distract anymore, and then weak attack is my big thing, I would just probably keep taking the guards, maybe a retaliate to make sure I don't take too much damage, and then double up any chance I can grab it in order to like find things. But maybe search as well. Search might not be a bad thing to take next turn in order to see what else is in the shed here for better stuff. But Obliterator is really all I'm going to need. And again, I'll deal with that next turn. There are no victims in any here, so here we go. Okay, now get the hell out of my house. If you are not in the house, discard and draw. See, I'm not in the house, unfortunately, so I just want to see what the rest of this is. It was do an event. So I'm discarding it, so I'm not doing this. So I'm just kind of curious what the rest of this is. Do an event. Place the killer in your space. This is if I was in the house. If weak attack is in your hand, you may play and resolve it. Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome. So if I had weak attack in my hand, I could immediately hit them and they would not hit me. Oh, that is so cool. But I am not in the house. I am in the shed. And unfortunately, that means that this also moves on. And we were passing by and thought we heard a scream. You did, you morons. Place 2 victims on the porch. The horror gauge goes up once. Now I'm rolling 2 dice again. And we flip an event. All right, so we're going to pop these 2 here. And you don't see it, but I'm going to go from 1 to 2. So now I'm rolling 2 dice again instead of 3. New event. Fun. What do we got? Marked for death. Oh, my goodness. All right, so this actually does not replace a victim as far as I know of. It just is now added. It's just a new victim added to the board because the outsider, which is this white meeple, is placed in the bathroom. Whenever the killer must choose a target, the outsider is chosen instead. Oh, great. On its way towards the outsider, the killer kills 1 victim in each space it moves through, including its starting and ending position. If the outsider leaves play, discard this card. Actually, that's not so bad because regardless of anything, no matter what, they will always target the outsider, which, why did you bring him into our home? So no matter what, whoever is going to act and attack next will go towards the outsider. Okay, so that may even buy me a turn. And I'll spend that turn by taking all of my stuff here and spending 3 times instead of 4. We're going to move this fire poker to the backpack because I'm getting a new item here. And we're going to slap on the Obliterator. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I can't believe it. I'm actually going to toss my short rest in order to gain 4. So then with a 4, I'm going to grab a search and I'm going to grab a double up. So at least then on my next turn, I'll be able to see what's there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 cards exactly in my hand. So there we go. Short rest goes back. Pop that over here. And then also, if you notice down on this side, all of the items have come back here as well. I probably could have grabbed the nails again because, I spend a time in order to do that, but I'll be all right. You know what? No, let's retcon my move really quickly and say that I did toss the close call in order to gain 1 more time. So I had 5. So then, can I just grab this now? We'll say we did it on my turn. Whatever. I'm tossing the close call in order to grab the nails because the nails can still be used for the nail trap and the porcupine should I happen to find the lid. And wood is pretty easy to find. Getting the tools may not be so much, but I just want to kind of grab the nails in order to have them. Okay, got my nails. got my obliterator, which is awesome. I got a weak attack in hand and a double up, so I can always grab the weak attack again. 2 terror cards left, so it is their turn. Oh no, it's more people. What happened while we were gone? Place 3 victims in the boathouse and draw another event. Will I get lucky again on these events? Probably not, but now there's even more people here that are going to be lambs to the slaughter. Oh boy, here we go. All right, flip this under here. Oh, another, another way out. Place the boat token in the lake and the neighbor in the family room. The neighbor has keys to the boat. When the neighbor is on the lake front, they and up to 3 other victims may exit and be saved. All right, so the boat's right here. It's ready to go. I'm actually kind of surprised that there's no little meeple for this boat. There is for like a scooter in this area, but nothing for the boat. The neighbor apparently has come over to see who it is, or they were always there. Maybe he was like drunk and passed out. Now he woke up. He is the one that has the key. So if we get him and up to 3 other people to the lake house, which might be these people, then all 4 can escape this corner right here, removing the boat, and then we'd be able to gain the benefits from there. I don't think that's going to happen, but we shall see. Not gonna lie, I feel like I'm getting very lucky with a lot of these cards right here. This is still tense. This is still very scary in terms of what could possibly happen, but it's not as bad as it could be considering how many people are on the board. We're going to focus right now in order to try to gain back our 2 dice, because remember, we get 2 reductions on the board no matter what now because of Ginny's special ability. We just got to hit 1 star and we'll be good. So 1 star means 2 down. This is actually back at 5 because we were at 6 and now it's at 5, and then 1, 2. And remember, every time it bounces up again, we gain time. So that is awesome. You would think it's almost worth it to do more focuses in order to gain time, but I'm going to wait on that for a little bit. Instead, I'm going to use my 3 dice, and we're going to go ahead and search and see what we can find besides the blueprints that are here. I don't mind taking the top item. That's fine with me, but if I can take 2, I'll be fine with that as well. All right, I'm just going to grab the blueprints. And basically what this is, discard the blueprints to select a crafted items from the unused craft items. It is now available to be crafted. And I've decided to add the spiked slingshot to my repertoire here. The spiked slingshot can modify a weak attack and furious attack at a range of 1, so that's just more damage to a range. I do not discard it after 3 uses. I could actually use nails again in order to replenish it. So for 3 uses at a range of 1, I can add 1. I could give weak attack and furious strike a 1 range ability, and then of course 1 additional damage, plus 1 because of Ginny's ability. All right, we got to make a stand at some point, so let's go ahead and walk and see what we can do about maybe giving these intruders something to think about. All right, here we go. 1 space of movement, 1 space of movement. We're going to walk right in, be very, very, very quiet. We hunting bagheads. Boom, weak attack right in the back of his head. And no matter what I do, I'm doing 4 damage to him, which is all the health he has left. Pending I don't completely whiff this. Please don't completely whiff this. I do 1. Do I want to lose my health? I'll be fine. I'll be okay with that. So again, here's what happens. We completely remove all of the health here, and we know that Baghead went down. So I'm just going to move this down over his head, and he's just going to go down on the ground. So I came up right behind him and obliterated him with my ability. Now I've used weak attack. I'm going to go ahead and play double up, which will bring weak attack back to my hand, which is awesome. Now, as much as I want to sit there and use it on Trish, I kind of want to get rid of these people as well. We won't know if Baghead is officially gone until the end of the action phase. So until then, I've knocked him out. He's just laying there unconscious. We'll see if he's fully dead a little bit later. I actually am going to focus again because worst case scenario, I gain a time no matter what. Well, if I don't completely fail it. Worst case scenario, I gain a time. Best case scenario, I gain 4 time. And if I can gain 4 time right now, that's going to help out immensely. All right, come on now. Here we go. 2 stars, 2 stars, 2 stars. Bring it. Whoa, yes. Oh, there's no 3-star bonus, but I'll take it anyway. Because remember, it would go 1, 2 for that, plus I would gain the 2 otherwise. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am all the way back up to 8 time. I'm going to leave it. I'm actually going to leave it right now. I'm going to wait on what else to do. I'm ending my action phase. By ending the action phase, we now get to flip over the card. The token. I meant the token. So, here we are. This is Baghead. Remember, out of all of them, there's only 3 of them that have hearts on the back of it. This one is blank. So, that's gone, and Baghead has officially been beaten. So now it's just going to bounce between Trish and Zeke, depending on who the active player is, or the active killer, I should say. And with 8, man, I could really just go crazy with Critical Blow and everything, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab Retaliate and Furious Strike, so this way, if Trish goes and she attacks me, I can fight back. The Obliterator won't do anything, but at least the Obliterator will be able to go with Furious Strike and nail it that way, and then on my turn, I'll be able to do something else. I really should sprint, but I'm feeling ready to take them down. So give me that. Give me short rest. We'll do a search, double up, and then focus, walk right here. Oof. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Here we go. The tense part about this is the last terror card. So at the end of this phase, we flip the finale and the dark power. Both of them get flipped because that's just what you do when you flip a finale. Is Tammy home? Okay, so is that what they say in The Strangers? Is that what they say when they come up to the door? Is Tammy home? I think you have the wrong house, and then they just kind of leave because now they've marked you. Here we go. Place the killer on the porch. Terror gauge goes up by 1. Our current killer is Zeke, so he is all the way over here. He has snuck through and has gotten himself right there. He's not killing anybody, but he does it. And terror gauge goes up by 1. Now, because it's the end of the killer phase, and we don't have any more cards in the terror deck, we flip the finale, and we flip the dark power if it's not been flipped yet. So things go from feeling great to probably terrible in one fell swoop. All right, strength in numbers. Here's the dark power. Each damage does 1 additional, or each knife does 1 additional damage for each other killer on the same or adjacent space. So the closer they are together, the more damage they do. But if I manage to defeat them, then it won't do as well. That won't trigger then. They're actually on completely other sides of the house. So right now, that's the best possible way. You're gonna die. So they're targeting a victim, they're moving to the victim, they're attacking, and then it's swapping killers, and then they're doing the same thing. So every turn, they're gonna bounce back and forth. But if there's only 1 killer, then I believe that they go twice. You guys let me know down in the comments below, but I would say then this would mean that if there's only 1 killer left, like if I kill Trish, Zeke will end up going twice, which he moves attack, because this just wouldn't change it. It would just bounce back to him. Which means we need to do something now. I'm going to go ahead and Furious Strike Trish. It won't do the full kill because it'll only do 5 damage out of her 6. But at the very least, we'll see what we can do. And I really need to do this. Even if I have to spend cards, I have to do a full success. Maybe I should have done a weak attack. I'm not really too sure, but this is what we're going with. So here we go. I'd have to spend 4 cards. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and say, I'm going to spend 2 cards. I'm going to take this short rest and 1 guard card, and we're going to spend those in order to turn one of those into a success. So we have a single success, which does 1 plus 3 damage from the Obliterator. So she is 4 damage. So she goes all the way down to only 1 heart left, and her final heart there as well. I do lower the terror gauge, so we're back to 0, and my turn immediately ends. That is what this little X symbol is right here. I'm okay with that because I have a Retaliate, which I know that she's going to attack me this turn based off of the finale. So she's going to attack me. I can retaliate and then, in theory, kill her because if I roll perfectly, I can do 2 damage, and that will mean that she is down to death. And at the end of that phase, we'll see if she's dead. Zeke, unfortunately, is going to kill somebody here, which is not going to be very good for everything. But he'll be the last one, hopefully, remaining, and maybe I'll just go at him and beat the crud out of him. Because I have 6 to spend, so let's grab a critical blow. Boom, right into our hands with that. We'll take these 2 focuses in this walk to try to get to him, and then, of course, focus up to gain a lot of time beforehand. We have 8 cards in hand. I have a guard, I have a retaliate, and I have 2 walks, and I have a lot of hopes and prayers that this may actually work. All right, first things first, Zeke goes swing, happy with his machete. Around and around and around he goes, and heads get lobbed off and blah, blah, blah. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Adding this one to the pile, they haven't really killed many people, but this will then go up, and the terror gauge then goes as well. Trish then becomes the active killer, and she is in my spot already, and thus tries to attack me for 2. To which I retaliate right back at her. Now, if I do 1 success, then at the very least, I'll be able to do 1 damage to her. Remember, the obliterate doesn't work when it comes to reaction cards, which is what this is. But no matter what, if I get at least 1 success, then I will take no damage. 2 successes is ideal, but, you know, we'll see what we can do here. All right, so, again, no matter what, I'm at least taking no damage. So we do 1 damage to her. She's down to her final 1, and that is going to be the end of the killer phase. This dude right here panics to a 1, whereas 1 is over this way. All right, so you're decided to go around the house. Get back here, you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and weak attack first, because if I can hit her, then that'll bring her down to whatever it is, like past 0 health, and then see if I can get her off the board. All right, here we go, and strike away. All right, I lose a health, but at least I knock her out. All right, so I'm down to 4 health, and you are down on the ground this way. I will figure out if you are going to be dead or not later on. If you are dead, then I believe this moves down to Zeke. But for right now, she is the active killer, and if she happens to come back to life because of this, then, you know, that's just going to be that. I'm going to do a focus, because again, if I at least get 1 success, then I gain a time. A double success is 4 time. Actually, no, I went up on the terror gauge. So regardless of anything, I want to definitely at least bring it back down. Ooh, 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 yeah, yeah. All right, so it would go 1, and then 2, 3, 4. So I'm at 9 time. Wow, that is awesome. We're going to walk. We're going to do a walk, and we're actually going to try to like move away from Trish for right now. I've knocked her out. I am confident that she is dead. We'll see if that's the truth or not. I need to go save some people first. Or at least cut Zeke off around the other side of the building so I can use my critical blow on him. Oh, there you go. 2 spaces. Beautiful. So we go down to 8 time, and I'll go 1, 2, and I'll actually even go down to 7 time and pick up the pile of wood that happens to be here to add it to my nails. As much as I want to keep going, I'm actually going to stop right here for the end of the action phase. This does mean we check to see if Trish is going to get up or not. It is a very big possibility she will, but let us see. These are always the most tense moments. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, she does. Oh, she does, she does, she does. But at least now I know for a fact, and I won't have to do this again. If I beat her, when I beat her 1 more time, then she is completely gone because this is her last health. And then she just goes with some like crazy look in her eyes, staring off at Ginny. All right, 1, 2 for that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close call for 7, and then short rest for nothing. I need to get that weak attack back into my hand, but hey, you know, what can you do right there? Bump, bump, bump. You would actually go down here, I believe. Yeah, so we'll just, there you go. That's that. All right, she's pissed. 1, 2, right at me. Now, actually, no, she wouldn't do that. She would go down first for 2 spaces right into this area and kill somebody because they would always target the space that has the most victims in it, even though the final girl's right here, and she, of course, just did what she did. So, nope, Trisha's going down there, and she's going to actually probably target the neighbor first because you always target those special victims, I believe. I don't really know, but it doesn't really matter. The neighbor can go. He's gone. Bye. And that's fine. So he is gone, and then that triggers the dark power, which is already there. Zeke would then go. He becomes the active killer, to which he moves 1 and catches up with this person, grabs them, and is like, "You thought you could escape me?" Adding another victim here and increasing the horror level. But we still get to roll 3 dice, which is great. All right, here we go. I will be walking into Zeke's spot and trying to obliterate him. Actually, before we do that, I need to panic those 3 victims in Trish's location. 1, 4, and 3. 4 is up here, 3 is up here, and then 1 is so scared they cannot move because there is no spot for a 1. Oh joy. Okay, that's better. Now we need to move. That's fine. I only really wanted to move 1 space anyway. All right, down to 5 time. Moving on into Zeke, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and then I critical blow him in the face. Boom! Oh. Okay, yes, critical. Ignore what I said for that whole thing, but you know what? I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. That's 6 damage, everybody. That's 3 from the Obliterator, the 3 from critical blow, and then just we go down 1. Hooray, I went down 1 as well. That is amazing. I have to remember the Obliterator also will damage me if I ever roll a 1 when I did it. I don't remember if I ever did. I really don't remember, and I don't know if I'm hurting myself or whatnot by doing this, but I'm going to take 2 away from me in case I ever did roll a 1. And if I didn't, then I've hurt myself, but that's okay. It's the Obliterator. You know, I've probably gotten a bad splinter or something from it, but I'm just going to do that to try to balance out the fact that I keep forgetting to check for 1s in order of to do anything. Also, my movement has been lowered, so I really probably shouldn't have been moving too much either. I think there was once in here where I moved 2 while holding the Obliterator, because I went from here to here for 1, and then I think I went 1, 2, when I shouldn't have been able to do that because the Obliterator only gives me a minimum of 1 movement, or reduces it by 1 anyway. So I'm just going to toss my short rest, and I'm going to toss this close call as, again, just kind of like a little handicap to myself for missing that. But regardless of anything, Zeke got smashed in the face with whatever the Obliterator is. So he is down, and he is in pain, and I am now kind of getting ready to focus my efforts on Trish right there. I'm just going to go ahead and focus one last time to try to gain some more time from that, and then I'm going to call at the end of the turn, and hopefully Zeke is down. Because if he's not, I am immediately buying that Retaliate and putting him down permanently. Ah, man. How much does it sink that I have to do this? But I have to. I don't want to lose time. I want to gain time in order to gain stuff. So unfortunately, Guard and Furious Strike both go in there for me to pop 2, and then I lose 1 and then up 2. So I'm actually at 6. Honestly, not really worth it in the long run, but let's see what we have here. Zeke is gone as well. That is another one of them finished off. We'll put him right up here with his friend, and now we know that whatever I do to Trish is going to completely wipe her out. So I grab all of these, and with 6, I'm going to grab Sprint for 2, Improvise for 3, because we'll use that for this. This is going to be it. This is going to be it. Once I get to my action phase, that's going to be the end of this game, one way and or another. All right, so we'll put all these back here. We got a close call, Furious Strike, Guard, Critical Blow. Trish goes twice now. So it's actually going to be a double victim that she's going to go. She's going to go after this. I mean, I guess she would actually be targeting this one right here, right? Is that how? Would they have actually targeted the mark for death first? Would they have gone up that way? You know, I'm just going to get rid of him right now. Again, just as a way of doing it. So the terror gauge would have went up by 1. So then she's going to be here. We'll actually say she's up here. We'll have her kill both of these guys right away. And I think that's just going to be the end of it. So she's going to go here, kill, move. I don't care. No, she only has 2 attacks. So we're going to say that the mark for death one is dead because he should have been dead a long, long time ago. So I guarantee they should have moved up there. Maybe Zeke should have been up that way or whatever, but it is what it is. Then Trish would have moved over, killed the 2 that were in the kitchen with some type of weird knife thing or whatever. And then do I just move her down to the family room and say that it's all the way up top? No, I'm not going to do that. Only reason I'm not going to do that because I can go 1, 2, 3, and that's the final thing right here for the top of the terror gauge, which actually puts me back at a 2 dice turn right there and going to waste at least one of my actions doing a focus. Got a nice little fun rainbow of meeples over here, just lining up. All right, so we got 1 focus going on in order to be able to roll 3 dice again. After that, I need to get myself into where she is, so I would have to sprint and walk or do something. All right, here we go. Let's go. We just need at least one success. That's good. So now we can roll 3 dice again. Remember her specialty, 1, 2. So now that's good. I do lose a time though, but that's all right. Sprinting up there as fast as we can. I need to get the 3 in order to get into her spot, but if I don't, then I do have a walk. Ah, come on, come on, come on. This has got to be it. This has got to be it. Ugh. I know I bought the improvise in order to do something or whatever, but I'm just kind of focusing on something right now. I'm in that mindset where I'm there, and I'm probably going to be making some very bad mistakes, but hopefully it'll work out in the end. 1, 2 to the foyer, lose a time, and then we're going to walk to get up there. No matter what, even if I completely fail, I'll at least be able to get up there. Here we go, and all right, well, I completely fail it, which again is going to bring me down 1 health, so I am on my final health, which actually gets me another dice, so it's not a bad idea. This goes to 2, and here we are, squaring off against Trish. Weak attack, 4 dice, here we go. I got to get at least 1 star here, because if I don't, I am in trouble. Actually, I need to get 2 stars here, or else I am dead. I got 1 star. Uh-oh. The final girl stares Trish right in the face. You've killed my friends, and now I'm going to kill you. But then Trish swings back in the same way. Boom goes the obliterator. Swing goes the axe. And does Ginny survive? Oh my god, she does. She does. She survives. Boom, boom. Away she goes. Get out of my house. You have defended your Airbnb against the intruders. Congratulations. Well, that was a crazy one now, wasn't it? Now, I think I did do a few mistakes within there. I would have caught them during editing, and I'm sure you guys would let me know down in the comment section below. You know, be nice about it and everything like that, as you would expect. But, you know, I'm always open for just, here's what you did wrong, here's how it is, or whatever. Most of the time, things that I do wrong don't really affect the way that the game would end up anyway. But, you know, you never can tell. It's the butterfly effect with all these things. One small mistake could lead to a whole ton of different reactions that would have, maybe, should have, possibly happened in either case. But regardless of anything, this was awesome. I got Ginny's special ability, as you guys saw. That was amazing. I couldn't believe I got that. I got the obliterator. I've never gotten the obliterator before. And let me tell you, that thing is, that is your I win situation for this particular scenario. Plus, if you have the signature action cards, definitely use double up, because as you saw right there, that worked out so well. Now, again, double up is pay the time cost for an action card you just resolved to return to your hand. Weak attack costs nothing. So, of course, I'm going to pay nothing to return it to my hand to play it again. It doesn't say anything that you can't play it again, which is awesome. And then everything in Wingard Cottage, like if you were able to craft other items that like had like the bat with the nails in it, or the bat with the knife, or the spear, or something like that, most of that stuff really only works with weak attack. Weak attack I have never used more in any other feature film than I have in Wingard Cottage. So it is extremely important to try to have in your hand as much as possible. And cards like this, like double up right here for a special signature action, make for a much nicer experience, so you don't feel completely helpless as all 3 killers surround you and end up trying to, you know, stab you to death. All right, slight spoiler right here. I'm going to be talking about Ginny's signature item right here, right now. I'm just wasting a little time, so this way, if you really want to go ahead and skip to the end of this particular segment, go for it. But Ginny's special weapon is the sawed-off shotgun. Now, if you saw, I was able to actually craft a sawed-off shotgun within Wingard Cottage. That's kind of why I didn't want to use it, because she has one already, which is actually what she is holding as her character, her little mini does. But I'd rather just make it because it's part of Wingard rather than just finding it and having it. But really, it does the exact same thing as the sawed-off shotgun does, which is cannot be modified by action cards and must be used without one. So you just use it at a 0 space. 1 time to deal 3 damage to a primary target and 2 damage to other enemies in the same space. So really, if I was surrounded by all of them, I could do a massive amount of damage to all of them in one shot. 2 shots actually. And I believe this sawed-off shotgun is one-handed, where the other one is 2. Let me just check it. Hold on. Nope, the crafted sawed-off shotgun is exactly the same thing as Ginny's sawed-off shotgun. It's just that Ginny just finds it and has it in possession, whereas all the other characters have to make it. So it's not even that, like, exclusive of an item. It's just that Ginny finds one and has it, whereas everybody else needs to make one for themselves within the area of Wingard Cottage. So that's the only reason I didn't include it in the actual, you know, mixing of the items and whatnot. I'd rather make it for myself because that's the main mechanic of Wingard, and that's kind of what I would rather focus on for, you know, showing off that mechanic if it happened to come up. In any event, now I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think of the Intruders and Wingard Cottage down in the comment section below. Is this a feature film that you have or you're curious about now that you've actually seen a playthrough of it? Are you thinking about picking it up now in order to add to your growing Final Girl collection? Or have you tried them a few times? Maybe you haven't done well. Maybe you've had, you know, certain experiences. I'd love to hear about your stories going up against these killers because they're really cool. They're very original with having all 3 of them and everything like that. And even though I felt in control for a good chunk of it, I was really never in control. Well, that's kind of how Final Girl is anyway, but you never can tell which one of them are going to stand up. There's a good chance that at least one of the 3 is going to stand up again. I was lucky to only have one with Trish getting up, but I've had a game where all 3 of them have stood up on me, which obviously means that as soon as my character goes to the last health, I am pretty much dead. So, and I was. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you again. The next Final Girl one will either be with Big Bad Wolf or the Ratchet Lady. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Ratchet Lady because that one really interests me right now, and I'm kind of curious how that goes. So that means in order not to miss any future Final Girl action or any other video I put out for you to enjoy, be sure you are subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad. If you wish to support the channel even further, I thank you so much for that and really look forward to it. You can check out anything down in the description section below. YouTube memberships for early access and more voting power. Same thing for Patreon members. That would be absolutely great if you guys can check those out. You can also just super thanks or whatever it is down there. There's a bunch of things down in the description section below. But if you don't want to do any of that, honestly, your view, your like, your sub, your share, your comments, all of that goes to growing the channel and enabling me to make more Final Girl content for you. I got a lot more coming. Season 3 is on the way. I love this game. This game is so good. In any case, thank you guys again so much. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together. I don't think I'm going to be taking a vacation out in the middle of the forest anytime soon. Possibly, maybe the beach would be much better for me anyway. Then again, there might be some crazy creatures living under the sand, but that sounds like a Series 3 issue. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.